Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I bid you a warm welcome to Raley's Theatre of Lights, and sincerely thank you for joining me on this cool winter evening. How wonderful it is to be back at Sacramento during the most wonderful time of the year. I can't tell you how much I've yearned for the holiday traditions of old, with visions of Christmas trees, sugar plums, and candy canes dancing in my head. Now, if you would all be so kind as to join me on a short journey, I would like to take you all back to a time when Sacramento was a new and bustling town on the very outer edge of the western frontier. It was a very exciting time in the new western state of California. The entire town was recovering from the great floods of 1861 and 62. In fact, one of the greatest engineering achievements of the time was accomplished when the very streets you were all standing on and the buildings you're surrounded by were lifted by an entire story to help save the city from the threats of future flooding. Sacramento was a busy and diverse commercial center filled with people from all over the globe in search of gold and new opportunities. Why, in fact, you could have walked down these very streets and heard almost any language in the world being spoken. The year was 1866, and a new reporter was in town, writing for the Sacramento Union. That reporter was Samuel Clemens, better known as Mark Twain.
Good evening. It's great to be back in Sacramento. I first came here in 1866 on the good steamer Antelope. I remember stepping on the wooden dock just across the way on the Sacramento River. Sacramento was a rough and tumble place. In fact, I called this place the city of saloons. Not that I'm complaining on you. But even then, Sacramento was a friendly place, and a place that loved to celebrate. Probably all those saloons had something to do with it. The people here had a reputation for kindness. Why, in these very buildings, Sacramento's earliest Christmas celebrations took place, often with travelers thousands of miles away from home and family. One of the places where travelers loved to celebrate with the locals was in the building just behind you. The What Cheer House. Yes, this famous building was named for a friendly salutation common in the gold rush. People greeted each other with, "What cheer, partner?" Well, such a friendly place to spend the holidays soon became known as the What Cheer House. The celebrations were legendary. Not to be outdone was another popular social gathering place just a short way down the street.
The Ebner Hotel. The Ebner Hotel was built in 1856 and was Sacramento's newest and most elegant place to stay. With its ornamental facade and elaborately decorated interior, the Ebner Hotel is said to have been one of John Sutter's favorite places to frequent as a guest of this hotel. Now, if you'll turn your attention back to this side of the street, I'd like to present to you the Howard House. Yep, built in 1859, this building was a place in which many a homesick traveler along the western frontier would celebrate the season. Now we come to the oldest building in Sacramento besides Sutter's Fort. Ladies and gentlemen, turn your attention to the venerable Lady Adams building. Built in 1852, it is the only building to survive that terrible fire of 1854. That fire destroyed most of the city. They say it survived because of how it was built. Well, built to survive the years. Yes, like the fine residents of this fair city, Lady Adams is tough and resilient. It also survived several floods.
were known. Helped to dampen the celebration here and there back in the early days. Yes, before the streets were raised, along with many of these buildings, flooding was a common happening in the winter months. Through it all, the Lady Adams stands proud, ready to celebrate its 160th holiday season. Well, let's harken back to a time when this whole area was known for wearing the green. And the railroad would haul in hundreds of cypress trees to decorate for the season. The merchants of this city would bring out their finest goods for the holiday. The feeling of goodwill came over the citizens. One of the lasting traditions to travel across the years, from pioneer days to modern times, the printing of the poem, The Night Before Christmas. In fact, this poem graced the front page of the very first Christmas Eve edition of the Sacramento Bee in 1857. It has also been a tradition in my home to gather around our great tree and read the poem on Christmas Eve. Children always love to listen and watch as the tree seems to come alive. But now, if you'll indulge me, "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. Children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Way to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave luster at midday to objects below. When, unto my wondering eyes should appear, with a miniature sleigh, 8 tiny reindeer.
Look, it's Santa!
I knew in a moment. Must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles as coursers they came. They whistled, shouted, called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Riley's at the fore, the wild hurricane fly. East with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. Then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof, prancing and pawing, each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. Dressed all in fur, head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. Bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
That's more like it. It is perfect. Oh, what else do we have in here? get in there.
His eyes held twinkle, his temples how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. The beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. Winked his eye and twisted his head. Soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word and went straight to his work.
It sure is dark out there. I think these old buildings could use just a little more holiday cheer. Now to that side of the street. That's more like it. Now for that grand old tree. Uh-oh, that sure is a big tree. I'd better try that again. Well, I think it's going to take a lot more Christmas spirit than I can muster by myself to light that big old tree. There sure are a lot of folks down there. Do you think that maybe you all could give old St. Nick a little noise? If I'm going to get that tree lit, I'm going to need each and every person to show me their best holiday cheer. Are you ready? On the count of three, everyone make a lot of noise and we'll light this tree together. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's better. I couldn't have done it without all of your help. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.
And filling all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight.
Enjoyed our historical journey. It has taken us through the streets of old Sacramento. I have surely enjoyed your company. Now, a parting gift for you. Please, enjoy some of my favorite old-time holiday music and experience all that Sacramento's first shopping district has to offer. Also, be sure to keep your eye out for another white-haired gentleman I've been told has been in the area.